In February, in a traffic stop, William McNeil Jr. refused to exit his vehicle after requesting a supervisor multiple times. In response, the officers broke McNeil's window and struck him several times in the head. Following the announcement that no charges would be pursued, McNeil and his family held a news conference with their attorneys, Harry Daniels, as well as Ben Crump.
He's my firstborn. He's also my only son. I have 4 children. He is the only boy. I have 3 girls.
Show him getting punched, rolling?
The day I seen that video, I couldn't finish it past the window breaking. It wasn't until maybe a few months ago I finally finished.
And he kept saying, please, can I see a supervisor? And I'm saying, you're black. All these people talk about, well, just comply. We have done way too many of these stories, Scott, where a black man complies on a routine traffic stop and the family is then having a funeral.
This company is going viral for its...
All right.
This nigga's rich,
I don't
guy.
even know what to say. I
know what to say, man.
God. Conversation to be had podcast, man. We back. I'm still in the shy. I still got Shy Poosty next to me.
Shy Poosty.
You know, whatever. This dude, Q.
Yo.
And,
Mr. Unpopular Opinion, Swag University, man. This podcast is a small part of a big thing. Swag you, man. Get your bag up. Get your swag up. You know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy.
This dude.
Ain't nothing but them Versace's, you know.
Man, like, you know what guys, here for another episode.
What's up, brothers?
What's going on with you, man? Q.
Man, what's happening?
Yeah, man. 2,000 subscribers, the mask come off instantly.
We gotta have the unveiling, man.
Oh, yeah, 2,000. Let's go. Please like, share, subscribe. Do all the wonderful things that YouTube loves.
Man, what y'all think, man? I mean, y'all seen the video. It's kind of crazy, man. I mean,
I think it's typical police be. I'm sorry to interrupt you, brother.
Go ahead.
I think it's typical police.
Really meant a loss of words, you know. Really.
I feel like, you know what I mean? I'm tired of seeing videos like this, man. I'm tired of seeing us getting shot, getting pulled over, getting beat up by the police and everything. But it's typical behavior by these police, you know. It's something that happens to us at an astounding rate. I mean, I was looking up some stats, you know, what I like to do, and it says that black drivers are 43% more likely to be pulled over than white drivers. In Illinois, where I'm at now, I know, you know, you closer to Jacksonville, but in Illinois, they say that black drivers are 5 to 7 times more likely to be stopped than white drivers. With some suburbs showing a 25 times disparity, and the hit rates were lower for black drivers. So I mean, this is something that is happening far too often to our people, and you're going to start seeing in this age of digital and cameras and phones and everything like that, you're going to start seeing more of this, which is going to lead to some accountability. But what pissed me off about this video is that they decided not to press off charges on these officers when it was clearly force that shouldn't have been used. So yeah, man, I feel you, Charlo. You at a loss for words. I'm angry, you know.
One of those officers did end up getting being reprimanded for his act. Though I think the one that stole on him, the one that broke the glass and stole on him, I think they are he's under investigation, so they're doing something with him.
Good. I didn't hear that. That's good though. I mean, but I mean, it's kind of fucked up because you got the police investigating the police lots of times. You know what I mean? And then they had that. Charles, well, all y'all, did y'all see when the black lieutenant or whatever came on and did the press conference? It was out there just basically cooling.
That's the chief of police, man.
Yeah, man. Hey,
I got
good.
something to say now. I got something to say. Man, I saw the biggest case of cooning I've ever seen
Yes.
in my life. Like, I've never seen cooning at that level, bro. Like, bro, that man had his hands like this, and your boy stole on him, and you just said that he didn't sucker punch him? He said he didn't sucker punch him, and he said he doesn't consider what he did like inappropriate something, man. He justified it for, in conduction of the arrest or whatever that they was making. And like, I'm telling you, like, that dude didn't resist at all. There was no reason to even twist his arm hard. He wasn't giving you no resistance. You punching that man in the face. I mean, that's absolutely nuts. I can't believe that, man. I couldn't believe, like, I can believe it happened because, like I said, that's everyday stuff, dude. Like, that happens all the time. They just getting caught now because they got to wear the cameras, and people was recording in their cars and stuff, so they catching that. My thing was his reaction to it, dude. That, and when I saw the other officers, the other black officers come help and join in on beating the dude up for no reason. Like, man, he ain't resisting nothing. Like, you don't have no resistance. You pulling him out of the car. You done broke the man window, all for nothing. And you found a dime bag in the man pocket. You know, he ain't even balling. He walking around with, a gram of weed. That's a blunt. Come on, man. That ain't right, man.
Yeah, let me jump in with you, man.
Shisto got something to say,
man. Can you ISO Shisto, man? Put me up there like you had Sean, man. I want to be the only one they see for a minute, man, because I'm about to talk that real. No, I still see them. Okay, I need to just see me. Okay, I don't want nobody. I don't want nobody to be incriminated in what I'm about to say. Okay, we halfway there. First of all, I'm gonna say this. This is a face that y'all really want to see, ladies. So if we get to 2,000 subscribers, trust me, it's a face under here that's not gonna make you mad. Okay, let's leave the Sean. Hey, that's for you, Sean. Fuck you. Okay. But what nobody mentioned yet, and one of my biggest takeaways from what went on out in Jacksonville. And I want to put this out to our people, man, because again, we are Swag University. We want to teach and we want to learn as well. So please leave it in the comments. Is that this young man had a dash camera that showed different views that were uneditable by the police, meaning that he is showing his version and his raw footage, and he's protected himself in that case. Myself personally, because I have this mask on, I can tell you about my own personal experience with the police. I got beat up pretty good. It wasn't that funny. See, this is my big brother though. It's funny. I almost died. Okay, hey, they almost killed me. All right, y'all gonna be laughing. All right, one day. All right, but they deleted all of the cameras on their end. So they deleted all the cameras from the truck. They deleted all their body cams. They came to court with absolutely no footage. So this is the extremes, and it's probably not even an extreme, but these are the lengths that the police will go through to enforce the law. They'll actually break the law to enforce the law. And this is the case of it. We've seen it in real time. That young man has the right to request your boss or a manager or, a white shirt to pull up, as we call them here in Chicago. So again, I just want everybody, especially the young men out there, the young, the big bros, as they say, make sure that you protect yourself and have your camera ready. And because now, after I went through that, when I get pulled over, and Chalo will tell you, I tell them flat out, you being recorded from more angles than you would like to know, sir. Because I don't want to get my ass whooped no more. All right, Toby. All right, I'm Toby now. All right. So I'm sorry, and this ain't even me saying this. So anybody out there, this is all alleged and this is all for entertainment. But please protect yourself. And one way to protect yourself is by having dash cameras and always be recorded. not to do the stuff that we talked about in the last podcast with the camera, but protect yourself with the camera. Don't incriminate yourself with the cameras.
I think that's an important point that you make, though, man. I think that's a really good point that you make. I remember my son, so he's 20 now, right? And remember when Philando Castile, they had that all out there when he got shot.
Mm-hmm.
My son, he had to be about like 10 or something like that when that happened. I remember he came running in my room because I didn't even know what happened. He had Facebook, and he was like, "Dad, look what they did." He was angry, right? He was like, "If the police ever did that to me, I'm not gonna listen." I'm like, "No, son." I had to tell him. Another thing I feel like we should be telling our young people and having this conversation with is, my father told me this. He said, Rashad, he says, when you're in that situation, you have no power. He said, all the power is with that man with the gun. He said, so you do exactly as they say so that you can live to fight another day. He said, they could be wrong. They could be doing whatever. They could be absolutely in the wrong. He said, it doesn't matter. He said, you just do whatever you have to do to survive. And that's the message I relayed to my son. I said, son, and it hurt me to tell him this because I like the fire in his eyes and I like the fact that he was angry. You know what I mean? But I had to douse that. And tell him, son, no, you know what I mean? I said, you know what? In that situation, you do exactly as you say. I said, I keep my hand on the steering wheel when they come up. Sir, I'm about to go. I reach for my wallet in my right pocket. I taught them all that. And that's the conversation that, a lot of black people have to have with their children that a lot of these other races don't have to have.
Yeah.
It's survival. This is survival.
Yeah.
So the dash cam point that you made, that's a fucking very good point, man. That recording and everything like that, because that's the only way you're going to keep these people accountable, man.
Correct.
And I'm glad you brought that up, brother.
Yeah, that's literally what saved my life. They, the people that stood outside were recording, and they're like, "Oh, they're recording. Let them go." And it was like,
Yep.
I felt like I could have been inches away, but it was crazy. But yeah, what you think, SL?
Yeah, man, I think that camera is a good thing to have real quick nowadays. I had one to touch in, outright. I got two sides to the story, especially after seeing the full video clip. I don't know if y'all had caught the full video clip. So after seeing the full video clip, I do have two sides to the story, which I do agree with both of you gentlemen. But at the same time, like Sean said, how his father was saying, at some point, homie, he didn't comply, and even though he ain't had no license, I ain't gonna even say what the situation was. I could get that far but anyway, I feel like if he had just complied with the officers, it would not have went that far. And if you're in a situation where you're not gonna comply with the officers, then do the dash. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't promoting that, but if you're not gonna comply with the officers, and nowadays seeing how officers are, I think they're a little fatigued too. You know what I'm saying? Just how how things go with different traffic stops, and all traffic stops not going to be the same. Some are going to be harder than others. So I'm not really giving officers an out, because sometimes you just have to still stick to protocol, as they say. But at the same time, without taking up too much time, I am saying he should have complied, man. Things would have just went a little different.
I think you know what I mean. Officers need more training, man. There was no de-escalation there. You know what I mean? Like, I was a fucking restaurant manager, right? And I knew how to de-escalate somebody that got a burnt steak. These officers don't do that. They don't de-escalate. They escalate. Like, it could have just been like, hey, sir, we need you to do this. This is why. You know what I mean? And whatever. And they don't do that anymore. They escalate the situation, and I believe that's from lack of training. So I got a young cat. I'm sorry, I don't mean to take up too much time. I'm going to his graduation. He's about to be a police officer now. That's not my career choice, but he's a kid that grew up in a hard life. I'm happy that he's doing something and he's making something out of himself. You know what I mean? He looks to be like a father, so he asked me to come to his graduation. I'm gonna go there. Now, I can't stand police, but I can't knock up for that. But what got me was I asked about his training. I'm like, hey man, you know what I mean? How long you gonna be in the boot camp thing? He's like, oh, about 2 months. I'm like, 2 months? You don't even know how to shoot a gun. He's like, yeah, that's how they do. And I'm like, how you gonna give somebody a gun and expect them to enforce laws, and you only got really 2 months of training under your belt? That's crazy to me, man. You know what I mean? You can't. He's not ex-military or nothing. He's a kid that grew up out here. You know what I mean? Like, little knucklehead coming up, playing with my boys and stuff. And he's a good kid. Don't get me wrong. I love him, man. I think he'll do great at it because he grew up with that life, and I think he can empathize with people that he's going to be around. But That training, man. You need more training than 2 months, man, to be able to hold
I,
a gun.
so look, along with that training, I'm glad you said that, man, because I was thinking that same thing a few minutes ago about say in a bank standoff, because basically if the traffic stop is a little harder than others, it's almost like it's just a traffic standoff. So let's say if it was a bank standoff, they wouldn't go in necessarily with that
Right.
same energy because it would cost other people lives, their job, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So but yeah, that part.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. That's a good point right there, and I totally agree, man. De-escalation, man. There's an art to that. It's not that
Mm,
hard. They're not
mm.
teaching it though. These guys are really badasses. I got my gun. I was bullied in high school. Now I can just, you know, I it,
Okay, so the other point I was gonna say about seeing the whole video, right? Because the video that they showing people mostly right now that you see out here, man, it's just it's straight to the butt kicking, right?
yeah,
All right,
I know what
so
you're talking about.
right, but then when you see the whole video, the reason why I said I had two opinions about it is because the officers they did walk up to him with respectful energy at first, even though the traffic stop was a little bogus. Like I said, if he had just complied, things might have just turned out a little different. You know what I'm saying? When he started, saying no and not necessarily being physically aggressive, but let's say even a little bit of verbal aggressiveness to the police nowadays, man, it can just go different ways, straight off that right there. And then it's bad when you get yourself in a situation like that with somebody who, like your father said, who might have all the power at these times, man, because up here in Chicago, we call this pencil whipping. You know what I'm saying? Like they
Mhm.
pencil whip you, meaning that once they get you in that station, you know what I'm saying? Man, they can write up whatever they want to write up to make their story fit the narrative to what, that's going to protect them. And then
Right.
they get to the part where, oh, he had, like they said, I believe it was also reported that he had a knife in the car. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But he never reached for the knife. His hands was like this the whole time. I would like to say he was in compliance with the officers to some point, you know what I'm saying? Especially after they turned aggressive. And I like how Charlo had brought up earlier um, about his demeanor and his facial expression. Man, that facial expression and his demeanor at that time, especially the way he looked in the camera, I mean, that right there,
He
I
said,
feel
I'm
like
finna get paid. That's what it said to me. I'm
But
about to get paid.
I agree, but I kind of disagree, bro. Because like you said, you've been in that situation. I've been in that situation where the officer was going too far at the time. Man, this ain't even necessary, man. I ain't even on nothing with you right now.
Yeah,
And
they do
his
stuff
face,
like twist your wrist and say stop resisting because you trying not to let them break your wrist.
yeah, that
but
part too. They'll say stop resisting, but once they say stop resisting, that's really a phrase that I like to say that they use to protect themselves.
Hmm.
Um, right, you know what I'm saying?
when
To do
when you
whatever they want to do with you, then. And then you can't really fight it back after you got your black eyes and broke ribs, you know what I'm saying? Because on camera it said that you was resisting arrest.
Mm.
but I seen the video from a cop's angle, his angle. I don't understand how he wasn't in compliance. He doesn't have to roll his window down. As long as he give you his license and insurance, that's all he got to do. He don't have to roll his window
And he
down and
said
talk to
the
you.
Facts,
window didn't work.
facts, facts.
And
He
then
said
you
the
ask
window didn't
your
work.
supervisor, so you break my window because I asked for your supervisor because you obviously don't understand the law that I don't got to, and I'm
Or
sitting here chilling.
they asked him
So
for
let
his
me speak
license
to your
first.
supervisor, huh?
They asked him for his license first. And when they
Right.
asked him for his license, he said no. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? From that's my
Did he?
angle from it. Yeah, that's my
He
angle
said
from it.
no for his
Because
license.
he
Yeah,
said
he
no.
said go get your supervisor because you pulling me over for something that I
Oh
shouldn't be
yeah,
getting
yeah,
pulled
yeah,
over for.
yeah. He
Right.
did.
Yeah.
So now it's a different back and forth between the driver and the officer at this point. You know what I'm saying? So now to them it looked like he's finna be in compliance. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's how they view it. Person
Yeah,
not being
I
in
I,
mean,
compliance. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Hold on, real quick. I want to clean this up for myself. That's why I went on and said if you was not going to be in compliance, then do the dash. Because if you knew you wasn't going to get an officer's your license at that time when you pulled over, you already knew they was going to ask you for this, and You knew you
Why
was
I
gonna
pull
say
over in the
no.
first
You
place,
knew
huh?
you didn't have it. You knew you didn't have it, or whatever your situation was in the car, the knife, the weed, whatever it was. You knew that you was not gonna be in compliance. You should have just did the dash. You know, like I say,
Okay,
I'm not promoting that, but
right.
you know, yeah,
It's
that's all.
only
That's all.
entertainment. This podcast is for sure entertainment. He's not saying, "Hey, do the dash." He's just saying,
Right.
"Don't be don't be on both sides at the same time."
Yeah.
But
Because if you knew that if you knew you was gonna say no, or you knew that how the situation was gonna go, just because you called the white shirt, the supervisor, you know, as we say, that wasn't gonna save you from the situation. Just because you felt
yeah,
your
but
traffic stop was
the mere
bogus.
fact that the guy got reprimanded lets you know that he's on the right side of the law when it comes to this. Or else he wouldn't have got reprimanded. The fact that they're not getting charged says something else. I feel like they should be charged as well. But these types of things may play out in the civil court, whereas he may come out on top. That's why I said he's the only one that knows he's being recorded from inside of the car. So when he got stole on and looked right at the camera, I'm telling you, he right there and he's like, man, if I live, I'm gonna be good.
I can see both sides of that. Yeah, I can see that part too. Yeah, I can see
And,
that angle.
and,
But
and correct me if I'm wrong, SL. I feel like I feel like SL. You're basically saying like, hey man, you know what I mean? Like that he was well within his rights to do what he did, but from a black man perspective, you know what I mean? The rules aren't the same for us.
Well, it's
right.
So
just like
you know
what
what
your
I mean?
dad told you.
Yeah. So that's why I think that's how I'm taking what SL is saying. I think SL
Yeah,
is saying like, hey, look,
yeah.
the
Play
man
by the
really didn't
rules.
do nothing wrong, but we black, so the
Right.
rules are different for us. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah. So when his face and his demeanor, when he looked in
Hmm.
the camera, to me personally, it really was more. It wasn't more an act. It was more. This is legit. But look, times when it happened to me, if it was a camera for me to look in there, I would have did the Eddie Murphy back in the '80s, like when he had the movies. It's a serious movie, but he look in the camera.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I would have did it, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's that type of moment. You know, because you
Right.
know what's coming. After they broke the window and stole on him, he
You
like,
know
all
what's
right, bet.
coming.
All right, bet. You know
Here it
what's coming
comes.
after that. Then when they
Yep.
put his hands on him, he like, all right, see, here we go. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they did him so
Yeah,
wrong,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
So
yeah. And
wrong.
I think all black
They
men,
was punching him on the way down.
and other people who have unfortunately been in that situation, regardless of what your ethnicity is, you
Hmm.
probably are going to be able to relate to what that look and his body language was at that moment.
I
And you know
just
what?
think
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just think that it's no way like see, these police officers had a wrong mentality. I know you fighting crime, okay? I know you got your job to do. Great. But like when you pulling cats over for the air freshener on their rear view mirror or some
Mm-hmm.
little stuff like that, don't why you gotta take that? Okay, whatever, man. Give me my ticket or give me my warning or whatever, and let's just keep it moving. Why you gotta push that for more? And that's what Jacksonville police do. Is they profile that on purpose. Like they find little like your license plate light is out or something, so we get to pull them over, and they checking for more. But like it's laws to you checking for more, bro. If you come to the car and it don't smell like weed, just because I got it in my pocket, then you don't. If you don't smell it, bro, you can't do nothing about it. Like and you shouldn't want to, bro. Like just be cool, man. If I'm legit or seem to be like have the image of legitimacy, just cool out, man. Why you gotta keep pressing? I don't get that, man. Like it's heartbreaking, man, watching watching people get beat up like this. Even though, it's been happening. It's just heartbreaking to watch it though.
That in a perfect world, yeah, man. But that's why they made those laws, like you said, like the air freshener, cracking your windshield, the license plate out. Man, I got pulled over one time. My girl used to live I live in Rockford. There's a town next door, Belvedere. It's a small town. It's got one main street. You got to drive 30
Yeah,
miles
I
per
was
hour.
there at that car factory. What was it?
Right. So,
Chrysler.
yeah, but it's got other things there. So I'm driving, right? Now, mind you, my car stays. It was winter night, wasn't snowing. My car stays in the garage. I get pulled over. I asked him. I said, "Hey, officer, what'd you pull me over for?" He said, "You got snow on your license plate." There's no way I got snow on my license plate. I went to the back of the car. There is no snow on my license plate, but I can't fight it. I can't fight none of that shit. They make all those little bitty laws so that they can racially profile us and pull us over. They can find a reason for anything. So then after they did that, they're like, okay, well, you got they tossed my whole fucking car. Then they were like, hey, No, first they brought the dog around. They said the dog registered a hit. What the fuck was a hit? The dog didn't bark or anything. But what can I do in that position? I mean, I ain't have shit in my car. Go ahead, man. I didn't say go ahead, but I mean, there's nothing I could do at that point. You know what I mean? You're gonna search my car. So they searched my car. They didn't find nothing. But they have, like my father said, when you're in that situation, it doesn't matter, man. We have no power in that situation anymore. They're gonna
Mhm.
find something. They're gonna find a reason to search your car. They're gonna find a reason to pull you over. They're gonna find a reason. They made me sit in the back of a police car for 45 minutes while they sat there and talked. Because they didn't have nothing on me, man. Like
So
I
you
was
was
some
just a
criminal.
bitch the whole night?
What's that?
You was just a bitch the whole night?
Man, I was in there for 45 minutes, so they finally let me go, man. What shit I could do? I was standing out there with no coat on. It's wintertime. They're like, why you shaking? You scared? I'm like, it's cold, man. I got no coat on, man. It's cold. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, anything. Just to fuck, I was
Hey,
black.
but you,
In a
hey,
white town.
one thing I hate about that too, man, is that unfortunately the officers, it seems as though they be geared towards the black and the brown people, like straight to start their day off. And what's bad about that is through the month they have a quota to meet, and if you
Mm-hmm.
have a quota to meet and you geared towards black and brown people, or I think mostly they do it because they know they're gonna find something. They know people ain't got it together. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got something not gonna be right. No insurance, no license. It's gonna be something. Or maybe it might just be a busted tail light or whatever. And they just might be doing their job, pulling you over, letting you know about that. Maybe. But my thing about it is how it affect families, to the degree where you just got pulled over for something minor
Mm-hmm.
and maybe you didn't have a license. Okay, so now, you barely making it, people living from check to check. So now you got to try to pay this fine. You didn't pay, or you got to pay the ticket. You didn't pay the ticket. Now you got a fine. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't pay the fine. Now it doubled. Now it tripled. Or now they suspend your or now they revoke your license. You know what I'm saying? Now it affects your job, or trying to pay that bogus ticket or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes might take away from, like I say, man, people just living check to check nowadays, and you never know how that'll affect the family in a way where a person might have just struggled so hard to get to a certain part. And without taking up too much time, I'm just saying how I think the integrity of the officers sometimes when they pull people over, I think they should look at how it affect how some of these traffic stops, if it's worth what it might, especially when you pull somebody over, you can see that they live in a struggle. Like sometimes I think they should, do like they say, man, serve and protect, and more than just serving people. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause there ain't no protection nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man.
I'm about to say some crazy shit, and I don't know, but they play, and I'm gonna just say this. I ain't gonna say it for the Mexicans and all. I'm just saying for black people because that's all I know. They play off our stupidity. We have tendencies that they know about, and they play off that, and we too dumb to switch up ships. Like check this out. So we'll sell drugs, right? But we won't have, and have plenty of money, but we won't get no car insurance. And we'll ride around so that when they pull us over, they got a reason to search the car because we ain't got no insurance or we don't got no license, and we'll still drive the car with the drugs in it. You know what I'm saying? Smoking and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like on a mission with drugs in the car. Like we not smart enough to wait till we get through with the, business. And then, if we gonna smoke or whatever, or have somebody who got a license drive, or make sure my license is straight because I got plenty of money. It should not be straight anyway. And I should have insurance. That's what I'm saying. They play on that, man. We dumb like that, bro.
I'll disagree.
I don't know about that one, man.
Now you talking about, of course those things happen.
I'm
but
talking
the way
about
but when you
cases.
generalize it like that, yeah. And when you
Yeah.
generalize it and make it the norm, I can't necessarily
So it
agree
ain't
with you.
normal for.
But it does happen. But it ain't
Yeah.
like you making it sound. And I don't know who we is dumb is for, but I don't know. I ain't part of your we, nigga.
I'm just saying, like when when you pull them young niggas over, they don't be having no L's. They don't be having no.
That's why they do the dash, like SL said in the beginning.
But
Every day in Chicago, you
is,
see, they doing the dash.
What I'm saying is, if you saying to yourself, okay, I'm about to do some illegal and handle my business, and I don't want to get pulled over, or if I do get pulled over, I don't want to get searched. Why not be legit? Why not handle that? Like, make sure you got a license or somebody that's got a license.
I mean, I'm saying you're talking about certain cases. I agree. I mean, you're not gonna generalize every nigga who don't.
I didn't say it was every nigga. I didn't.
That wasn't. We are dumb. That's what it sounds.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. They play off them tendencies. They know, like, if you want to really get into it, look it up, Rashawn. The amount of African Americans that get pulled over with no freaking insurance.
Well, now they have it on.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like
or
Florida
no
now.
License or suspended license, or I mean, just that's what I'm trying to say. And what I'm saying is, ain't no thing about you getting your license suspended or you getting ticket. What I'm saying is, you're doing something illegal that you don't want to get caught doing. So we supposed to have that legit, like, oh well, I can't do it because my shit ain't right. You know, like that's supposed to be first and foremost. Like, I'm not legit, and if I get pulled over, shit could go bad.
I agree. They don't even got to pull you over no more. They can read your plate and see if you got insurance. Like they've been doing it longer. So,
but you're forgetting, Charles. They racially profiling. So I mean, there's plenty of white people out here selling drugs and service and everything like that. They have no license. They don't have no insurance.
Right, but they got a 5 to 7 less chance of getting pulled over than us, as you just
you know what I mean?
At the top of the show.
Yeah, they just see us and we're racially profiled at a higher rate, and they're searching us at a higher rate. Then there's going to be. They said something here in California. We make up 5% of the population out there, and we're 13% of the traffic stops. There's no way it should be like that, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
To the jail too, probably a nice chunk of jail to jail too.
Yeah, so if they're racially profiling. There's plenty of white people that run around here selling drugs, pushing meth with no license, no registration, anything like that. But the police look the other way. They're not black.
Well, you do got to take that into account. The odds of you getting pulled over are way high.
But yeah, I know. I'm
going to tell you too, man. White people dress the part for the jobs that they do. You know, black people, man, we out there. We represent whatever it is that we doing. You know what I'm saying? Right at that moment. So it's almost kind of not hard to tell. You know what I'm saying? Who got what? But if you're a white person out there trapping, you know what I'm saying? They look like they on their way to the zoo most times. You know what I'm saying?
I got a story for you, man. One of my guys, man. I won't say his name or anything like that. He went and grabbed a pack, like a big ass pack and shit like that, man. He got braids and everything else. Got sunglasses. He get into the car though, right? And he put a hat on, like a nice little hat on. He put some glasses on. He don't wear glasses. Put some glasses on. He put his hands on the steering wheel like this. Looked at me and said, "Man, you gotta drive like a nerd around these parts, man." And you know what I mean? Like I get what you're saying, but I think that we're also, we're smart. We're not dumb. I think a lot of us are smart, man. We know to play the part. You know what I mean? Like I know to if I'm going to be doing something dirty, I'm gonna be like this, and I'm gonna make sure I got my seatbelt on, and you know what I mean. Like I don't think we're dumb.
Then why we don't?
Because we are targeted.
Why?
It's systemic.
Yeah, I mean,
right. It's not that.
And it ain't like we don't know that though. That's what I'm trying to say. It ain't like
we don't. Sometimes
like
it ain't
if I
no
know
way
you
around
looking at me, and I know you gonna pull me over when I go and drive, I'm not gonna like. What I'm trying to say is, I'm going to make it as hard as possible for you to be searching my car. Right. That's what I'm saying. That's the point blank period. If I'm
now,
on
let me come back at you on that. Right. So what if I'm legit? You pull me over for not having my lights on with the sun up. I'm legit, completely legit. I've given you no reason to search my car. You illegally search my car. Then you hide your camera footage or whatever it is that you do. What say you about a scenario like that? Because those scenarios happen as well. Whereas, I might have been traveling and trapping, but you didn't have no legit reason to pull me over. And you definitely didn't have a legit reason to search my car, but you found a way through the loopholes to do so. And like we talked about at the top, let's not act like we not all black men, bro. They break the law to enforce the law. This is what goes on since this is what it was created for. And this is what it's doing, to lock y'all ass up. So yes, again, keep y'all cameras on, keep them active, man. Protect yourself at all times. Because and what everybody kind of I think is saying is that there is a very fine line between knowing your rights, all right, and then acting on knowing your rights in the moment. This moment could take your life if you act the wrong way about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
and you can be well within your rights and still die.
Do you guys ever watch them videos where like the dude, he reads the officer because he knows his rights and all that? You ever be watching them videos?
I've seen his glass get busted too.
Yeah, I mean, I watch him and I laugh because I be like, man, even if you is right, man, he gonna beat the shit out your ass. Like he gonna,
like Sean Father said,
yeah,
man,
like I don't know what that's gonna do. Like I know my rights, and like, no, man, they ain't gonna go for that, man. You gonna catch a boot to the head.
You see how they did Sandra Bland? They say that they took a picture of her dead, nigga, and tried to play like that was a real live picture of her. Man, they are the biggest gang of niggas in the city. I forget who said that. Probably one of the rappers that y'all dissed last week. But speaking of that, man, let's revisit that, man.
Oh, SL wasn't there to defend himself.
Yeah, let's get SL gotta get his shit on.
I gotta apologize. I gotta apologize to you, SL. I know you listen to the podcast like these motherfuckers right here, man. They talking shit. I can't even say anything, man. Hey, man, you take your time, brother. I'm gonna be quiet. Go ahead, man.
ISO on SL, man. ISO on SL. Let it rock, man.
Man, I can't be mad at y'all opinion, man. But I do think
let us hear your top 5 again before we go any further and shit, because I don't know if y'all remember.
I ain't having it no type of order or nothing, but I did remember saying Ice Cube, Tupac, Scarface, Nas, and Kendrick. That's what I went with for top 5. But I think you guys had got down on me about Ice Cube and Tupac, was it? Ice Cube and Tupac or Scarface. It was one of the three y'all got down on me for, man. But I'm gonna start with Ice Cube. I'm gonna start with Ice Cube for my defense this time, man. And I went with Ice Cube because I guess Chuck, for the same reasons you were saying about Scarface. You had I remember you mentioning some things about Scarface, saying how he touched people in a certain way. His music has been timeless. And him and Ice Cube tell stories in a way. I think they touch all different platforms and topics, and they tell stories in a way where, like, let's say they tell stories in a way where it's like a movie. It's like a movie, you know. And I think just to use basic words, even if just to use basic words and to be able to articulate them in a certain way. That's why I went with Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying?
So, yeah, I mean, I got that. Like I said, I was just fucking with you. I mean, everybody got their own opinion, who's the best rapper, and they're, it's all subjective, to be honest with you. So,
SL. America's Most Wanted was a classic, though, brother. When America's Most Wanted came out, man, oh my God, Kill It Will, oh my God, man, that's classic vintage Cube, man.
I did school to go buy that at Lincoln Mall.
Not Lincoln Mall.
Yeah, y'all know about Lincoln Mall.
Yeah.
All right, man. Put me back in the game, coach.
Who you got, Q?
My top 5 was number 5. I had Common, because Common to me is one of the best lyricists, because this is a lyricist list.
Right.
And let's be clear, when you're talking top 5 MCs, you can break that down in 20, 30 different ways. But right now, we're just talking about lyrical ability. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
And common sense. Jay-Z quoted in the song, he said, truthfully, I want to rhyme like common sense, but I made like 5 mil. I ain't rhyming like common sense. But what that is the ultimate compliment from the God MC himself. And to me, that warrants, some praise. So shout out to Com. He was always one of my favorite rappers. Rashid. Number 4, I had the Jizza, the genius, man, from the Wu-Tang. Okay. And I was telling y'all, I'm like, some guys gonna have like MF Doom on their list, you know what I'm saying? And I looked in the comments and saw MF Doom because a lot of people gonna have different types of people who affected them, you know. But the GZA is surgical, bro. And he's actually gets quoted by Neil deGrasse Tyson, the fucking astrophysicist, quotes GZA's bars, nigga. An astrophysicist quotes my bars. I'm up there. Number 3, I got Hove. I mean, you know, what you got to say? And we not doing the whole slander on this podcast, not on this side of the couch, man. The whole slander goes on that side of the couch, talking about Biggie verses, man. You disrespectful. You're If you look at a pie chart of Jay-Z's verses over his career, Biggie doesn't even get Biggie don't even get a sausage on the pizza.
Q, did I say that?
This much.
I said that, Q. I said that. Didn't I say that? I was like, man.
We're not tolerating because a man is big enough. You ain't heard nothing else he said over the years. All you got to do is look at the pie chart and the Biggie quotes and don't even take up a shade of the chart, brother. That side of the couch, Hov. Shout out to Hov. We love Rock Nation. All yeah.
That man got 15 albums, bro.
That's a lot of work.
Biggie got 2. How could he ever? Like, he could quote all Biggie's work and it wouldn't look good. I mean, it wouldn't be a minority of the pie chart. I mean, I'm just saying.
Okay, if that's your argument, man, down that hill alone. Okay.
Just saying.
Number 2, Nas. Nas, to me, changed my life when I heard Illmatic. When I heard Illmatic, I was so amazed that rap could be done in this way. You know what I'm saying? He really, like, to me, just changed rap. He also got a song that he did backwards. He actually rhymed the song backwards. Anybody out there who hasn't heard the Nas song, I forget what it's called. But
you know where you got that from?
From who?
Real quick. It's a movie. It's a movie called Memento. It starts at the end. You see the bullet go back into the gun. It's a Christopher Nolan film. Christopher Nolan did Inception. He fucks with time all the time.
Yeah, Inception. That's a fucking mind fuck.
What I'm trying to tell you is,
I like that movie though.
Memento. Yeah. Watch Memento, dude. That's if you like Nas, you'll get a more appreciation for the song because you see what Nas did. It's from that movie Memento, man. It's dope.
It's cold. That's really, you know, creatively, it's one of the best songs ever done. Just creative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like I'm sure the movie you're talking about is pretty creative. And I've seen some movies that start at the end. They are pretty interesting. But number 1 in my book, and this is just my book, don't kill me, Black Thought. And I love
Black Thought. What do you mean? Black Thought?
I think they said Black Thought too.
Yeah.
I'm talking to the world, man, because a lot of people, we're naming kind of like names that have a certain track record or whatever. Black Thought, I think, is a little lesser known, but no less accomplished than any of the men that we just mentioned, bro. He's literally that cold. And Kendrick is on my honorary mention list, and y'all left out that Kendrick, I believe, won a Pulitzer Prize.
Yes, sir.
Which is an extremely prestigious award in the writing community. And for a rapper to take that is literally like when you break down the bars, Kendrick is, he's up there, but I don't want to give it to him yet, man. Only on the strength of because he still got work to do. You see what I'm saying? He's still got a lot of work left to do. But respectfully, I thought all the list was cold. I know people that got Scarface as number 1. Andre 3000 didn't make my list. So like these is real live rappers, that got a lot to say and respect to everybody, but we just talking about lyrics right now. Give me Black Thought up against anybody standing across the stage. I'll take Black Thought.
See much glow.
But I'm like the underdog with some things, man. I think I went with some of the rappers I went with too because I know all the other names is gonna be taken. Like I definitely would have said the GZA. There was somebody else you had mentioned too just now, Q. You know what I'm saying?
MF Doom.
Anyway, it wasn't Doom. It was somebody else you mentioned. But MF Doom, we talked about him a few days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
And what's crazy is when we talked about him, not to cut you off, my guy Clayton came over with an MF Doom shirt on that same day we had that discussion about MF Doom. I was just like, you know what I started saying? $10 million. $10 million. Because I need that to walk in this bitch too, man. If I manifest your shirt. Clayton. Hey, fuck you, Clayton, if you watching this. Fuck you, nigga. Yeah.
Yeah, that's $10 million. back to
Ladies
that
are
part.
fucking,
You know
you
what I'm
know
saying?
what? You can't say the F word.
Chalo, you look angry over there, man. You all right?
No, man, I'm good.
He got a Chicago face on, dog.
good.
That's
That's
what that
called
is.
Chicago face.
I'm good. I mean,
Chicago face is a real thing, dog. Look at Tony Allen. He got
Uh-huh.
like, look at these niggas from Chicago. They got a literal. It's a thing, bro.
I'd ask you to show me, but you got that damn mask on, man.
You heard?
right.
2,000 subscribers, man. This thing flying off, man. What we need to get
5
monetized?
years past COVID, he's still, you know,
No,
rocking.
for
Yeah,
real.
man.
This ain't no regular mask, man. I got this out the Benz dealership. It's a little Mercedes, you know. Ain't nothing crazy, man. We don't drive Mercedes over here. We broke.
Well, folks, man, that's the pod. That's the pod. That is the pod. You guys got anything else you want to say?
I do.
Hey, go ahead.
Swag you,
I
man. The
knew it.
merch is coming soon. Swag yourself up, man. Like, you know, we really want to bag up and swag up with you guys. Again, we want to teach and learn. Leave it all in the comments. Let's start a discussion, man. These are conversations that truly need to be had, man. I'm just keeping it real. I'm sorry, Sean, to cut
All
your
right,
wisdom.
Sean, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, man, bring Q back, man. I like Q. Bring it back, man.
Free Q, man. Free Q.
You need, yeah, free Q, man. Free that mask. But no, man, I want to see more. I want to see you come back, man. You bring a lot
these
of
my
people
brothers.
tonight.
These my brothers, man. They both are like, we couldn't be any tighter if we came out the same mother, like on some real live shit like this.
Hell yeah.
These guys been with me through it all. They know, they know what it is. And Chalo know why I ain't been showing up. Should I say it? Okay. Blame him.
Blame it. Okay.
Blame him. Blame him, man, because I love him. You know, I love this nigga, man. He know that.
Hey, I'm gonna get some t-shirts made. Free Q. Free Q.
Free
That's
Q,
what I'm gonna say to them, man. Get some free Q.
And ladies, I'm gonna tell you again, this is a face that you're not gonna be mad at. So subscribe, please. Just send it along. Tell your friends to subscribe and like, and yeah, we getting it in, man. 2025.
Man, what you got for us? I say, oh my God, this dude. What you got for us? I said, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
I like Sour Patch Kids.
Hey, peace, man.
All right, peace, guys. We're gonna end it on